Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm sitting here outside today on a nice, cool morning, enjoying the weather. I feel for all of you who are sitting in a heat wave. My son just got back from California where it was like 110. And I don't envy you. I used to live in the South. I know how hot it can get this time of year. And I also know that it can be a serious strain on your electric bill. 25 years ago, we paid 300 and some odd dollars during the summer months to keep the air conditioning going. With today's rates, I can't even imagine. Which brings me to my point. I think we need to pay it forward. There was a movie several years ago about a little boy who was sick. And I don't know if it was a true story or if it was just a Hollywood story, but he didn't believe he was going to make it, so he wanted to leave something behind. So he started a program called Pay It Forward. And then, of course, it became a thing. It became a catchphrase. And it was in the same time frame as the catchphrase, "What would Jesus do?" which I truly believe we need to get back to. And so I made this other video that kind of got rambling long, so I'm going to keep this one a little bit shorter and more to the point. I'm just challenging everyone to just reach out and help a neighbor, whether it's buying a can of food and leaving it in a um, donation box or paying $5 towards the person's bill that's in behind you in line at the grocery store. Or, and if you don't have the means, I understand, but I think we all need to get together. It's, I don't care what your political affiliation is. It doesn't matter who's at fault for why the prices are rising, whether it's the quote unquote war, or the tariffs, or whatever the case may be. It doesn't change the fact that people are struggling with affordability. Yes, it's a real word. And so I think it's not going to help everybody afford everything more because the prices are not going to change. I mean, I just went to Walmart yesterday and something that cost me $1.50 like a year ago, about a year and a half ago, give or take. Now it's $5. I mean, that is not affordable. It was not a necessity, so I was able to just be like, no, not today. I'll worry about it another time when I have a little bit more to spare. But people can't do that with their food. They can't do that with their electric bill. They can't do that with their rent. They can't do that with their gas to get back and forth to work. And so it's getting hard out there. I'm fortunate. I'm in an environment where the cost of living is not out of this world, but it's getting tough for people in my neighborhood too. And so in the larger areas where things were already expensive, it's got to be getting difficult. So I'm just asking you real quick, if you have the means, just try to help people, pay it forward. My son and I did a donation run to Kentucky after their tornadoes in December of 2021. We spent the 2 weeks prior to Christmas getting stuff together, asking for donations, and 2 days after Christmas, we drove to Bowling Green and stayed with a friend. And when it was all said and done, whether it was because people were just that generous, it was that time of year, they just felt it in their hearts, or if it was a charitable donation write-off at the end of the year, whatever the case may be, just from us asking for donations, we had a full U-Haul truck, U-Haul trailer, and an entire semi full of goods to take to them. We found a place to donate it to, a little girl. I don't remember her name. She'd be an adult now, but she was taking donations. People were coming from all different parts of the country. We were just fortunate enough to be the ones that got to do it for the northern Wisconsin area. And um, even with all that material, when it was all said and done, after our expenses were paid for the trucks and the gas, and we found a place to stay, so we didn't have a hotel room, but but fuel for the truck as well, the semi. We still had $800 to donate to her, and that was just a small area, a underpopulated area of northern Wisconsin that was able to do that. Now that was a major disaster. I had people ask me why I didn't do that for every disaster and it's impossible to do that. That's not my job. I was hoping someone else would pick up the slack for the next one. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, but that's beside the point. But it doesn't have to be something disastrous. It can be something as simple as they want to buy a box of cookies for their child, but they just can't afford it because they just don't have that extra $2 or $3 to spend because the basics were ate that amount of money. So, just a little challenge. Think about it. What would Jesus do? Jesus would help the hungry. Jesus would help the struggling. Jesus would help the people struggling to pay their shelter and their comfort bills. Let me know. I'm not one for doing call to actions because I don't want to sound like I'm begging, but I would love to hear from anybody who might have an idea of something simple that they could do, whether it just be a can of beans or a box of cookies or $5 for the person behind you in line. Um, and then maybe we could start something where it doesn't have to be huge, but it can be noticeable because the prices aren't going to change. Unless something major happens, the prices aren't going to change. But how we deal with it can. Thank you for listening. Have a beautiful day. Bye now.